All right, what is up, YouTube? MK40 here. Welcome back to part 2. If you guys have suggestions for part 3 for Friday, I'll be taking rogue picks down below. For this video, we picked some relatively interesting ones coming out of the current metagame, I guess, along with some other things. So if there's something that we haven't mentioned yet, like Paleo, Musketeers, and things like that, we'll talk about their current place in the format, of course. Like I said, all you gotta do is like this video, and it's pretty straightforward. All right, let's dig on into another discussion, shall we? Alright, number 1 on the choice list is Heroes. Now, in all iterations at the current moment, Heroes' biggest problem is the deck doesn't actually go first. Your best board going first is Dark Law and Prey. I think is the best thing to say there. But the thing I've been telling every hero player is you opt for going second. You basically use Trinity and other things to try to push through these relatively big boards that you see players, putting out. Now, the problem with that mentality, though, is, heroes need to be able to play through interruptions. You know what heroes can't do all that well? Playing through multiple interruptions. Thunder Dragon Colossus actually kind of wrecks this deck, and it's kind of sad. Because when you look at the way that the deck actually functions, you need those key searches to be able to go off. And, I mean, unfortunately, going second Dark Law is pretty okay, but, Anki through the Dark Law chain is pretty good for the OTK factor. So, the biggest concern is just, depending on the version you're playing, the best version is the going second Trinity push through. And like I said, you don't have good going first boards. Like, I really wish, Plasma was better than he actually was. Yeah, setting up Plasma turn 1 is great. Decks have problems playing around Plasma. We get it. Skill Drain is really good, but 1900's pretty easy to just run over in the current metagame. So I don't know what more to really say about Heroes. Just aim for the OTK boards. Aim for the best scenarios. And, I mean, maybe if Heroes get more support, Faris and whatnot was pretty good, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's a little bit rocky road if you're a hero player. But hey, at least your deck's tier 2 playable now, at least for the random OTKs. So I guess take what you get. Now, number 2 on this list is continuing to be Spiral for the longest time. Now, here's what we know about Spiral. We know that the deck still continues to combo off in the same way. The deck really has hit the bottom of the tier 2 spectrum. I'd say the deck is super low tier 2, really high tier 3, depending on where you want to put it. But the thing is, what does the deck actually do? You're a super heavy combo deck. I guess you aim to go second, unless you're going first and you're trying to put double Sleepy Boy on the field. But the problem with Sleepy Boy is, is the double destruction actually worth it? That's about the best you're going to be putting up. Now, the versions that have been topping recently have been playing Barricade Board Blocker, which is the new common out of the new set. He actually aims to kind of change the playing field a little bit, at least for recurring back field spells, which is really cool, at least for what the deck actually really wants. Alright, so, like I said, with Barricade Board Blocker adding into the equation now, a Spiral combo gets a way to get back their beautiful field spell during the end phase of their turn. But like I said, Sleepy Boy and his iteration during the end phase just isn't really enough to keep the deck alive. I don't know. If players don't know what they're doing against Spiral and they hit the wrong thing, or your 2 monsters go together, they just don't work. That's what we need to try. That's your next deck idea. Random voice in my head, number 1. We're going to build Spiral Orcust.
Can we do that for tomorrow?
I don't know. You go. How do you go Spiral full combo, right? And then you how would you even do that?
Normal summon, quick flicks, activate super agent, full Orcust combo.
No, I would like to be able to do Orcust things and then go into it.
You can't. You'd have to do Spiral things.
No, because you could actually go full Orcust combo at the end of it after you set up the Spiral master plan.
Yeah.
And why not?
You have to do Spiral first, then Orcust.
That's a bad idea.
That sounds neg.
Same with
sounds bad. All right, number 3 on our list here is actually Madolche. And Madolche's been in the same position that it's been for probably all format. You play Kaijus, you interrupt what the opponent's doing on their board, and then you just play a going second cleanup game, right? Like there's never really been anything else really to it.
To any one negate. congratulations.
Yeah. It's kind of sad to say that, too, because looking at Madolche as a deck, like, you have probably one of the best toolboxes in the game. You're able to function on one ticket, one chateau. And I mean, for the most part, like, it's pretty stable. Also, your brick, like, what do you do going first? Sistart,
You make Sistar and
Glass Flow.
Glass Fillet. And
Summon Magdalene past her.
pray to God.
7 Magdalene. When you don't have the extender. Well, that's the biggest thing right now. Like, Madolche can still make really cute boards, but if you can't get anywhere with that board, like, I don't know what you're going to be able to do. Like, that's the downside to most rogue decks, and even, like, heroes. Like, both heroes in this are going second decks. If you opt for, going first, like, your boards are pretty suboptimal. I guess you could try to play strikes and stuff in a Madolche deck trying to go first. That seems terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Strike's not going to get you there.
Oh, absolutely not. Maybe on a P5. But it's... Madolche's Pendulum matchup is hot garbage, isn't it?
Most of Madolche's matchups are hot garbage. I don't know what you were expecting. So
Thank you, voice in my head. There you go. We've wrecked the beautiful conception that I had in my head about Madolche. Maybe someday they'll be good. You got 2 new cards. Like, it definitely helped. You can top a regional. Next up on our list is actually Trap Tricks. And I will say this about Trap Tricks. A deck that is able to go first and set up as many traps as it wants. Literally, you're playing the best trap holes in the game now. Link Hole's the new one you guys got, right? That destroys non-linked monsters. I believe it was out of the new set. But, yeah, Trap Tricks, I don't know. The Link Monster does a lot for the deck. I mean, having a control deck that you're kind of able to slow roll in the current format is always a good thing. I think we had 3 pops with it as of late, and seeing that the way that the deck was going, you're just Myromelio Turbo, make Trap Trick Sarah with Rafflesia backing it up if you opened up like maximum extenders with Shade Brigandine and whatnot. But if you didn't open up Shade, well, I have really bad news for you. You're probably going to just be ending on Sarah, and that's probably about the extent of the turn. Atrax doesn't get you there. Outside of that, I mean, ending on Sarah plus 4 to 5 back row, I don't know. It can carry its own, but you're still a trap deck. Once again, this deck's issue is if you go second, you cry. Like, you can't really break boards with Trap Tricks. Like, the best thing I think you have is your normal summon, and then you extend out with the Shade Brigandine to set up for the Treacherous Trap Hole off of the Rafflesia. But, like, even then, like, that's not breaking through a Thunder Dragon full board. So, once again, I guess, like, try to play Sphere Mode's Nibiru's in the deck. At least side the Sphere Mode, main the Nibiru. You might be able to get someplace. So, cheeky idea number 4001. Nibiru's in my Trap Tricks deck. Like, slow roll the stun variant.
How do you out the token?
We'll talk about that later. I guess you do like a link. You do a whole.
Token's not like the easiest thing in the world to do.
How do you do it, Trap Tricks, bro?
Treacherous Trap Hole off the Rafflesia.
Compulse it back to their hand.
Yeah, compulse. And then the last one we're going to be talking about today is Yasenju's. Now, the biggest thing with Yasenju's is, yes, you got a new chunk of new support. Yeah, you got new pendulum scales. But you're still very much the full extend out your hand. End phase, everything floods back to your hand, and then you look at your opponent and go, please don't OTK me, sir. I didn't mean to summon all these guys. But in terms of just a deck that's able to flood out a bunch of monsters and pull off some really cheeky OTK stuff, yeah, Yasenju's can do that oh so easily. Especially with their little pendulum scales that they get, and plus dieback being a card. I don't know. Overall, like, I think Yasenju's for a super, super, super rogue strategy in the tier 4 department could probably get an invite if you have a good day, but your biggest issue is all your monsters, they return back to your hand.
Main battle fader.
Main battle. Yeah, you're probably going to have to.
With Scarecrow.
And then you get Appaloosid.
I cry.
Yep, that sounds like a big problem for Yasenju's. So that's all we've really got for part two here. It's not a lot to say about Yesenju's. You know, Trap Tricks, Spirals, Medolce, Hero all have their own issues, granted, but like they can still do relatively well into it. So guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys want to see for part 3, and well, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.